Okay, so this is Miss Nyholm from English 11. I'm going to be walking you through an example of rhetorical triangle for this satire piece from The Onion that I found. Tom Brady not sure how to ask coach for tape of other teams' practice. You can find the link in the Google Classroom above this example. So you see our double triangle for this satire piece, followed by the ethos, pathos, and logos that I'll identify from this piece. So I'm going to start by clicking into the Google drawing. Here you can add some text box to type in your answer. So I've done that by clicking the text box and dragging it here. So the speaker and writer for this piece is The Onion, ultimately. And they're using Tom Brady as the speaker within this mock news piece. There's a lot of context that goes into this piece that could help you understand the humor behind it. So as someone who's from New England and supports the Patriots, you know a bit of that history. So Tom Brady, I'm going to write, was the Patriots quarterback for a long time. You might remember that there was a tape scandal with the Patriots filming different practices or games. He's been accused of that before. Tom Brady was also suspended for a few games in Deflategate. He's been accused of different types of cheating before. So I'm going to type in Deflategate. Hope I'm spelling that correctly. There's also been a lot of hype over Tom Brady's change of teams to Tampa Bay. It came unfortunately during 2020, not the best news. So there's a huge hype over Brady's career change. I would just add too, it's like Tom Brady tends to be a very polarizing figure. I think most of us up in New England, at least up until this year, really loved him. But he's not super well liked all across the whole country. So Tom Brady, a bit of a polarizing figure, I'm going to say. The topic of this piece, The Onion is focusing ultimately on the fact that he's kind of a controversial figure. And also the timeliness of him changing teams. And the kind of exact topic within this mock news piece is Tom Brady asking his coach for tapes from the other team's practices while he adjusts within this new system. So Tom Brady trying to figure out how to ask coach for tapes. Okay, so the reader and audience for the Onion piece are readers of the Onion. I found this by Googling different Onion pieces and selecting this one because it seemed a little bit interesting. And then the readers of this supposed news story of Tom Brady asking about these tapes would just be readers of this, I'm going to put in quotation, news story. Okay, so I filled out my triangle. I'm clicking save on this information. Oh, I forgot my purpose. I'm going to double click back in here. So the purpose of this Onion piece, I'm going to say, I'm going to remember my to and by. I'm going to put those in bold. So to highlight Tom Brady's controversial career situations, I'll say, by using satire and humor. Okay, often when you're analyzing a satirical piece, they're using it, the by is using satire or humor, something similar. So I'm going to save and close that. So we have our double speaker writer, we have our purpose, our subject topic, the audiences, the context, and I'm trying to drag this over. So we're going to slide down And think about the ethos, pathos, and logos of this onion piece. The ethos here, obviously, Tom Brady is a really well-known football player. Similar to including a celebrity in an endorsement or a commercial, Tom Brady brings a certain level of cred and ethos to anything, particularly related to football. And the onion itself is a well-known satirical website that a lot of people read and are familiar with. Website. A lot of people are familiar with the onion. The logos, they don't present a lot of like hard facts or statistics or numbers. However, they do allude to certain events that have happened in the past. So the Patriots were investigated for a tape scandal. And Tom Brady himself was suspended for 4 games in Deflategate. Deflategate. Hope I'm spelling that correctly. They don't include a lot of logos. What they mostly appeal to, I think, is this this pathos, the appeal to people just have strong feelings about Tom Brady either way. There are people who love Tom Brady, who would defend him throughout all of this. And there are also people who might see a lot of humor in this and being like, yeah, Tom Brady, he's such an awful football player or cheat or whatever. They really appeal to these emotions that surround Tom Brady in the game of football.